on the front porch, seeing what's good with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hope all is well. Enjoying this beautiful day. The sun out, birds chirping. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's a little bit warm out, so the kids ain't out terrorizing. They be out in a minute, but just sitting outside, seeing what's going on with the family, what's good with everybody. I hope you can hear me. I wait till somebody come in. You know, shit, I don't know who on YouTube. Don't care. You know how I do. I get on when I feel like it. This ain't a job for me. This just me talking shit. Hope everybody having a good day. See if I could get somebody to join in. You know what I'm saying? Talk my shit for a minute. But yeah, hope everybody having a good day. Hope everybody Mother's Day was good for yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all had a good time with the people y'all love and people y'all respect. You know what I'm saying? I hope it was a good day for y'all. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. Said, and if I don't, I'm gonna just end up talking anyway. People catch my replays and look at the shit anyway, so it's all good. Yeah, I know people outside today. Shit, it's beautiful out today. Shit, I had to come outside and get some of this fresh air, get some of this sunlight. But yeah, I'm just end up talking anyway. I'm just gonna start it up. Hopefully y'all can hear me. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I want to make a disclaimer for everybody. I'm really not an aggressive person. I don't like confrontation. What's good with it? With one person in there, what up, though? If you can hear me, type of 1, 2, 3, say what up, though. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know you in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do all the extra stuff. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, know if you could hear me or not. Last time I went live, I was just talking and they was laughing in the chat. They couldn't hear me and I didn't know what it was, but I was just you know. But anyway, if you could hear me, type of what up though. You know what I'm saying? See two people in here. What's good with it? Hope y'all having a good day today. You know what I'm saying? It's nice, sunny, and hot. I know the couple other parts of the country is little rain going on right now. Hey, if you can hear me, type of what up though for me, so I can know y'all can hear me. Well, anyway, you know, I'm non-confrontational. I don't like confrontation. I let a little bit of stuff slide because what up though? What's good with it? So anyway, I'm not learning martial arts. They teach you. I'm saying the best fight that you can have is the one that's not the one that you don't have because you get to walk away. And I guess a lot of people that's in the sector that I'm in, they want, I'm saying, they want that type of aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like they wanna they wanna see people fight and argue and do all of that stuff. And like if it's not you know in physical if it's not in the physical, I'm not really gonna entertain it. You know what I'm saying? Good afternoon, and I hope you had a happy Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? I hope that everything was good for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to celebrate with your family, and I hope that you had some great gifts and they showed you love. You know what I'm saying? I hope all is well with you. You know how you do. You are really my Detroit family. Like a real Detroit family. So, you know. So you know, I I'm really not a violent person. I don't entertain aggression like that. You know what I'm saying? Where I grew up, you know, in Detroit, when you're aggressing somebody, or when you're arguing and all that other stuff, it always leads to violence. You know. K Razy, respect to you, my Aussie sister. You know what I'm saying? Happy, you know what I'm saying? I hope your Mother's Day was good as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, I love my sisters. You know how I do. You know, so I'm really non-confrontational. I don't like to do all that arguing and fighting and stuff, because where I'm from, it leads to violence. You know. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm glad you had a great Mother's Day, and that's, you know how I do. I always wish the best for the people that I love and respect. You know what I'm saying? You always have love and respect from me. So, you know, but for some reason, people they want the LUE that's aggressive and crazy and screaming and hollering and stuff like that. Like even in situations, you know, even in situations like that, I don't get loud, scream and holler, because I already know how I'm going to react. It's going to be trouble. That's why I don't get aggressive, and I let stuff slide a little bit. And maybe I shouldn't, but my martial arts training teach me that you know always remain calm, because a person that's not in a calm state of mind will always overreact and make mistakes. And when you're in an emotional state, you're going to make mistakes, and the person can defeat you. And I'm not about to allow myself to be defeated, especially you know by people who like to entertain arguing and fighting. What's going on? So I'm I just wanted to be known. Like I'm not gonna get on nobody panel and scream and holler and fight. Do the cussing back and forth. I'm not finna do all that. I'm just going, because if we was in person, we would be having a different conversation, and it probably wouldn't be a conversation, because it's gonna end in violence. That's how I grew up, and that's my nature. You know. Oh, this my business. I'm a graphic designer. This is my business. This my Tumblr for my business. I'm a graphic designer. I got these, I did this shirt, what I'm saying? I got a couple shirts that I got. I got my little tumbler, my little drink and stuff. It's a real good tumbler. To put some ice on it. I had one of my associates on YouTube did it for me, and she did a great job. So it's what I'm saying, this is what she do. So this is my logo for my business. Advertising Master Assassin's graphic design. This is my thing, and oh yeah, and I'm not gonna entertain that. People want to scream and holler, try to show off for people. I'm not trying to show off for people. You know what I'm saying? I play in games. I'm not finna be arguing with these dudes on here. And that's why I've been trying to make peace with everybody, because at the end of the day, what I'm saying, somebody gonna get hurt. Especially messing with me and the people that I love. Somebody's gonna get hurt. And I just prefer to just make peace. And if we can't make peace, just make it where we don't have to interact with each other no more, because it was some things that were said about my children that really made me want to get a plane ticket and go see a couple people. And that's not what I'm supposed to do. But when I got into that emotional state, because my children been gone 2 years, so 2 years is not a long time, and I'm still recovering from it. So when people did that, I just automatically wanted to take make you feel what I feel, or make your family feel what I feel. But and I had to get uh I had to calm down. Then I had to understand why. And a lot of the reason that these dudes, well, those people were going at me, because they were jealous of me. And I realized that now. Like, they were jealous that people like me, that I was able to make money on YouTube, that I was able to talk, that I'm able to talk to the women, and that I have a couple women from YouTube, you know, and I'm just realizing that these people are really jealous. They jealous hearted. You know, they're upset because they can't maneuver around YouTube or maneuver in a world like me, because, you know, I don't have to lead with my money. You know, I got a skill, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jack Daniels number 7 and papaya juice and ginger ale. That's what I'm drinking right now. You know, I had some water earlier. I had a whole bunch of water earlier, so, you know, this is my wind down time because I've been working all day. So, you know, but, you know, these dudes are jealous of me, you know, because you know what I'm saying, because people could see that I have a pure heart. Yeah, you know. Yeah, and it was both of them at the same time, and it's, you know, when you know, with the situation when it comes to my babies, it's just like I've been dealing with gun violence almost my entire life. So what I've been doing is training my other children with weapons, teaching them how to maintain their weapons, teach them how to actually handle their weapons, and how to, you know, like pay attention to their surroundings, you know, have spatial awareness. And, you know, I've really been extra on my children because of that situation, you know what I'm saying? And this, you know, I hate that it happened that way, you know, but it was just when people started talking about it, it made me forget why I was being a good person, because I promised that I was going to be a good person and I was going to change my life. And these people want, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to push my buttons, and, you know, wanted to disrespect and wanted to go, you know, they wanted to go dark on me. And they don't realize, like, I'm one of the darkest people, because, you know, it's nothing to hurt people. It's harder to walk away. That's the hardest thing to do, is to walk away from situations. You know, it takes a lot of discipline, it takes structure, and it takes, you know what I'm saying, it takes intention, you know. And when those people were speaking on my children and speaking on things that was personal in my life, my intentions was to hurt them, you know. And oh yeah, you know, and when I showed my RPG and my grenade launcher, I think that changed the perspective of people messing with me, because I really haven't heard anybody get that aggressive with me, and it shouldn't have had to go to that point. You know, I shouldn't have had to show, you know what I'm saying, firearms that could blow up your car or blow up your house. I shouldn't have had to do that to get people to leave me alone, you know. But, you know, I felt that was something that I needed to do, you know. Oh yeah, I do a little bit of, you know, I do a little bit of meditation. Oh yeah, I've been easing up on smoking too. You know, I've been easing up. You know, I was going through a pack a day, you know. But now it's like half a pack, and I've been easing up, and I've been doing meditation and stuff. Oh yeah, K-Rez, yeah, hey look, I'm learning that the bigger man is the one who walks away, because the one who's doing all the aggression and screaming and hollering are the kids. You know, they're children compared to me, especially to my mind state. You know, because you know, before I even went to the military, I'm third generation military. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather used to take me hunting, you know, out in the wilderness, like real wilderness. You know, my granddad taught me how to hunt. He taught me how to set traps. He taught me how to track. You know what I'm saying? He taught me, you know, the wilderness. You know, and then my dad would take me hunting too, but my dad taught me how to shoot guns. You know, like, you know, shoot from the hip, shoot rifles. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad set up a shooting range behind his house, you know, in the alley, you know. and I learned how to destroy. You know, I learned peace, but I also learned war. And when I went into the military, I was at home, you know, fighting with, you know, fighting 4 days in the morning, you know, fighting with them and wrestling and shooting guns and blowing up stuff like that. I was at home. I was comfortable, you know. So when I came home to the civilian world, it was just like it was a hard adaptation, you know, because I had to. Oh yeah. I'm getting better at it. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up better habits now. You know, now that I'm taking on like a a halfway spiritual journey where I'm trying to bring back the light to my life because I've been in dark for a long time, you know, and you know, listening to these people, you know, it started, all of that darkness started to consume me. You know, it was like, okay, we arguing every day, we fighting every day, and then people pulling up, and then we actually seeing people pulling up, and I'm like, yo, like I hope don't nobody think they, you know, like if you pull up on me, this gonna be your last pull up. And people kept on provoking it, so I'm like, shit, I'm gonna just shoot somebody. I just straight up said it, I'll shoot you. You know, like I'll kill you, I'll put you in a box. You know, that's, you know, like, and you know how we do in Detroit, like we in Detroit, you know how we, that's why we always lead with respect when it comes to interacting with each other, because the wrong word or the wrong phrase could get you killed. You know, and I don't know how they do down south or how they do in these little small towns that a lot of these people in the sector come from. Like I'm from a city where we, you know, we don't, when it comes to disrespect, we handle it on the spot, you know. So what's good? Odom Speaks in here. Odom Speaks, respect to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I, I hope you did something good for your wife, and tell your wife I say happy belated Mother's Day, and you know I hope that you took her out on a good, showed her a good time, and did the family thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I hope all is well with you, bro. You know, so oh Speaks, I see you said you really was ready to talk to dude, bro. You know, I see that you being the bigger man now. You know what I'm saying? Well, you always been the bigger man, but I see that you being the bigger man now. You know, you like, yo, I'll talk to you now. You know, but I, I see you in the chat so speaking. You know, I always speak to you, bro, and it's just, you know, it's just hilarious to see you interact, bro. Oh yeah, hey, and you already know, like, these, look, anything that any of those dudes would have said in person, that would have been the last thing they said, and that would have been on site. You know, and you know that's why it was just such a culture shock to see these dudes online talking like this. Like, yo, like, do you know what really happened to you if I seen you in real life? Like, don't let my politeness be your downfall, because that's gonna be the last mistake you make in life. And I mean every word I'm saying, and I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm just this tough guy, but this is how we interact in Detroit. You know, like we don't do that. Oh yeah, Legion, hey, you welcome here, bro. You know, long as you come in here, chat respectfully, and hang out with people and chop it up, bro. It's all good, bro. We, you know, it's some people that don't like each other that sometimes come into my chat, but we not, you know what I'm saying, we're not bringing that fight here. We trying to stay positive here, you know. So, you know, I'm trying to promote love, you know, and peace, and I, you know what I'm saying, I want this to be a place of peace when people come here, so we can you know, we can chop it up and talk about life, you know, because real life is what it is. It's just crazy. Is it a lot more too loud in the background, y'all? Like, it's just crazy. These dudes wait till it get like, you're supposed to do this to cut your grass in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cut it in the morning when it went before the sun come up, so you can water your grass in the evening and be good for the day. You know, but you want to wait till 6, 7 o'clock at night. I don't even know what time it is here. But yeah, I try to promote peace, and I just I love the fact that what I'm saying it's places where I can go now where it's where it's peaceful and I could just talk it up and laugh and crack jokes without being disrespectful or going dark. It's a lot of these people that's going dark and talking about people's families and wives and kids, and what I'm saying, it's just horrible listening to these people. It's all I almost can't even listen to these people no more. Oh, it was loud. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, these Arab, well, they wait till they do stuff on their time. But it's just like I like that I can have peace, and I don't like the darkness. That's why I've been staying away from a lot of people channels, because they, what I'm saying, I don't I can't talk about nobody wife. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it from Germany? Oh, shit, let me go in the house for a second. Oh, sorry about that. We gonna step in the house for a minute. You know, say giveaway. Give away what? I'm gonna give away some free advice, something that you might need in life. You know what I'm saying? I could give away some love, peace, and happiness. Once they finish cutting the grass, I'll go back outside. But yeah, to see these grown men disrespect other people's wives and their children and stuff like that. Like, these people are not, in my eyes, these are not men. You know what I'm saying? Because a man, first rule, men don't disrespect other men's wives. We don't do that. Unless we enemies. And it's it's just it's crazy that I'm sitting here watching grown men older than me who's supposed to be my elders. Oh, you from Indonesia? Oh, yeah. Hey, well, hey, welcome to the chat, bro. Or lady. I can't tell. But it's just it's just hard. It's hard listening to people speak on people's wives. Like, I I don't get it. Like, why do these men have to go so far to disrespect somebody, and then when somebody really pull up and do something, they wanna cry. But I'm actually, and I know this is gonna sound messed up, but I'm looking forward to someone getting hurt. I'm actually looking forward to it. Maybe somebody getting hurt or unalived will change the dynamic of the sector. Like, people stop engaging in disrespect so much. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to go through the situation for it to change, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe it won't be so disrespectful. So much disrespect going around. I just hope it ain't me. Because, like I said, I'm out. Once somebody threatened and said they gonna pull up on me, I was ready. I've been ready. I've been ready for months. I've been getting stuff ready, prepared, getting my camera set up at my house. I got motion cameras now. I added surveillance. I got my neighbors looking out now, and I'm just waiting on the wrong mistake, and it's gonna be the right time. But we shouldn't. I shouldn't have to think like that, and I shouldn't have to worry about nobody speaking on terrible things like my children getting killed, or the woman that I love being killed. It's just sad that these people don't get it. Oh yeah, and it's sad that the women are supposed to be the ones that are supposed to help the men be more, you know what I'm saying? Be more men. Like, you know, a man see a woman in the chat, he's supposed to automatically, well, not automatically, but give her respect just because she's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these women are the reason why these men act like that. Like, that's why I say simp. That's why I say simp. And a lot of men get mad at me when I say simp, but that's what simps do. Simps enact what women feel. You know, like a simp, hear a woman say, "Oh, I don't like him. You know, he this, he that," and then the first thing the simp want to do, put their cape on and come save the day. Oh, I'm gonna come and save the day. I'm gonna stand on this for you because you a woman, and I want to make you feel like you know, you're my queen. Like, what? Lovey, respect to you, sister. Happy belated Mother's Day to you. I hope you had a great Mother's Day. You know, I hope that your family treated you good, gave you some gifts, and you had some fun and enjoyed yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know how I do, sister. You know, but that's why I call these dudes simps, because they follow behind the emotions of a woman, and then they enact it. Like most of the men in the sector that act that's real cool with women like that, Miss Ann. Most of those dudes are simps that enact the way women feel, or those type of women feel. Like, I can't respect a woman who acts like a man. You know, we gonna be homies. You're not gonna be a lady. You know what I'm saying? And women, I can deal with a woman who stands on her own and strong and independent and can do her thing, but she still has to be a woman of class. She can't just be no hood booger. You know what I'm saying? Like, because them hood boogers love the drama. You know, like, most men don't want the drama. It be those sensitive, simp, feminine men that want drama all the time. You know? Yeah, mess. And they want that in a sense. They want to be at the top of the mess. Like, why do you want to be involved in mess? Like, you know, these men are jumping out of windows for women that they probably will never meet in life. Like, you're not going to meet that woman in life. Why are you simping for her? Oh, because she, you know, you ain't got to talk to women like that. Nobody, I've never been disrespectful to any woman on here except for the couple women that disrespected me. And I've never done that. You know what I'm saying? I've never done it. Nobody, you can't go on nobody video or nobody live, and I was on nobody panel, and nobody can say, "Oh, Lou disrespected a woman." You'll never see that. But you will see a lot of these sassy men on YouTube going back and forth with women, calling them all type of bitches, out their name, disrespecting them, talking about their life, their personal life, and all this other stuff. They messy just like women. And I don't, you know, like, that's kitty shit to me. That's what babies do. When boys get in their emotions, they act out. You know, they didn't have no man in their life to tell them, like, get control of your emotions and be right. But a lot of these men that's on YouTube, they didn't have their fathers, and they were just raised by those type of messy women. You know, all of those messy women that love to keep up the bullshit. Is like this. It's always the messy woman, and then it's like 10 simps behind each messy woman. And then the messy women, they stick together until it's time for them to get into their little emotions, and then they fight amongst each other, and then the simps are fighting amongst each other. You know, like, yeah, I want that to be true, and you know, a lot of these Sims got some money, and they got a little bit of influence with the lesser Sims, because I think it's a hierarchy in the simping, because I'm starting to pay attention to some things. Like, you got the high simp, that's the simp of all simps, and everybody look up to the motherfucker, and then it's the lower simp or the middle simp that's right up under him, and he got a little bit of influence, and then it's the bottom simp that just nobody respect at all. You know. Like, it's like 3 classes of simp. You know, like, you know, I guess people will say that I'm a simp because I give any woman that come in my chat, I automatically give her respect. So if somebody say that's simping, I guess that's simping. But you know, I'm just giving you respect and honor like I'm supposed to, because that's what men are supposed to do. We supposed to honor and respect women as long as they carry themselves that way. That's why I say I'm never going to call no woman on YouTube a queen, because the only name that queen is reserved for is my wife or the women that's in my life, and I'm not going to call no woman no queen because you're not my queen. You know, so I'm not going to do that. So it's not that I'm, you know, not giving you respect and honor. I'm giving you respect and honor by not calling you a queen because you're not mine. You're not under my cover or under my protection or under my house. So there's no reason for me to call you a queen. I can say, you know what I'm saying? I can always, I can show you respect in other ways. You know, that's what simps do. Simps call every woman a queen. You know, like, bruh. That's why a lot of these people, this is why a lot of these women are messy, because they feel, you know, they feel like I got 10 men that respect me to the point of I can do anything and they'll still respect me. You know, and they could curse at men, call them out their name, degrade them, try to emasculate them. They can do everything they can and they'll still be like, oh, that's a queen. Like, women don't do that. Real women don't just attack me and they call them bitches or something. They, you know, those are names that's reserved for something. Like, you have to do something to earn that name. You know, but you know, I'm being called a weak. I'm being called weak. I'm being called soft and all this other shit. And I'm one of the, you know, I'm one of the real ones. You know, everywhere I go, I get respect. Not because I demand it or I command it, it's because the way I carry myself. You know, and I could sit and talk with anybody. I could talk to people I disagree with. I could talk to people that I'm cool with. I could talk to people I'm not cool with, because I know how to adapt and fit into a situation, because that's what men do. Because men have to be diplomatic amongst other men, because once diplomacy is over, it's violence, it's war. You know? You know, hey, Ed, and how you feel about Ronald Jones? I can respect that. You know, Ronald Jones never did nothing to me. He just cracked a little joke, and you know, he crack his jokes and say stuff about me, but you know, he ain't never done nothing to me, and you know, if that's how you feel, I can respect that, and I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to deny your feelings, and I'm not going to tell you wrong, and I'm not going to tell you right. I'm just telling you that, you know, I'm not going to call him a simp, you know, like, because I've never seen him simp. Now, if he have simp, then, and you saw it, then you have the right to call him that. But all my interactions with him, or the interaction that I've seen, just him trolling, you know. So, hey, if that's how you feel, hey, much respect to that, you know. You know, what I call simping is the behavior of men that if a woman say something and it's true or not, a man's going to repeat it because a woman said it, instead of doing the research themselves or even asking. You know, he's going to just automatically jump into what a woman say. Or she said this about you, so it's true. You know, the simp is to believe all women. You know, that's the simp. You know, women can't do no wrong. That's the simp. You know, a real woman is a simp. A simp can't be around a real woman, because a real woman is going to recognize that he's a weak beta male. You know, she's going to be like, yo, you're not a man, so I can't respect you. You're beta. You know the beta. You know, if you ever had an aquarium. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I respect that. You know, but if you ever had an aquarium, it's a thing called a beta fish. You know, it's no such thing as an alpha fish in an aquarium. It's called a beta fish. The beta fish is the fish that go around and beat up everything and mess everything up and do crazy shit to I'm the man. I'm the man. I ain't banging his head on a little aquarium and attacking all the fish and destroying shit. Like that's the beta fish. That's what a lot of these men are. They betas. You know what I'm saying? They have to be extra. They have to be extra to be seen versus just sitting in the back and just chilling and watching everything. You know, that's the beta. That's the beta. That's the beta fish. You know, the beta male. You know, the beta had to scream loud to be heard or to be seen. You know, or flash money or something. You know, do something. You know, like I don't know if y'all know this term because I'm old school. It's called peacocking. You know, a lot of these dudes are peacocks. You know, they have to show their feathers to let everybody know, like, oh, I'm here. You know, look at me. My feathers are beautiful. Like, okay, like, you know, that only appeals to ladies and feminine men. Like feminine men look at betas and look at peacocks like, oh, you're pretty. I guess I could follow you. Like, you know, men create their own footprints in the sand. You know, they don't follow in the footsteps of nobody else. And a lot of these beta simps are not men. I mean, just listen to how they talk. You know, every time they get an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, they get around women, they ruffling their feathers. Oh yeah, hey, I'm telling you, look up beta fish. I'm telling you, hey, them beta fish be going crazy in the tank. I had one. I had a beta fish in my aquarium when I was a kid, and I'm like, why does this fish keep attacking all my damn other fish? I mean, he would just attack them and try to intimidate them and all type of shit. I went and bought a frog, and my frog ate that motherfucker up. Like. I went and bought a frog. I was like, yo, like I can't have this fish. You know what I'm saying? I was spending like $100 something on fish because I was getting them expensive fish. You know, I wasn't getting like those little cheap fish. I was getting them expensive ones. So I went in and bought a frog and ate up that fish. Like, yeah, I know how to handle betas. You know. Yeah, you know, and you know, you can see the beta fish, you know what I'm saying? Because they the ones who always arguing with women. I can't get on, you know what I'm saying, in a mind frame or the mind state that I'm in, I cannot get on nobody's panel and argue with a woman. I can't do it. Because first of all, I know a woman's not strong enough to handle me, you know, physically. Like, you're going to get beat up. Like, regardless of what you heard, you get beat up. You're not physically stronger than me, drunk, sober, you know what I'm saying, all the way messed up. Like, I'm still stronger than a woman, the average, that, you know, shit, and not even just the average woman. I'm stronger than most women, you know. So for a woman to be aggressive to a man, that shows right there that that's not a quality woman to be dealing with anyway, you know. But these beta males, these simps, they like aggressive women like that because they like to be, you know. Oh yeah, the beta fish. The beta fish is the cheapest. Oh man, and you. No, that's funny. Yeah, the beta fish are the cheapest though. And you notice they put all the beta fish together so they could beta together. You know what I'm saying? So they won't attack each other because all of them betas. But as soon as you buy one of them beta males, like, oh, I want that one. Like, it looks pretty, but it'd be like, yo, like, why is he attacking all my other fish? Like, what is wrong with this fish? Like, that motherfucker crazy. You know, you're like, damn, like this motherfucking beta fish attacking everything I got. I went and bought a frog. I was like, all right, I don't know if this frog eat fish, but I'm gonna put him in there. And he was messing with the frog for a minute, and then one day I woke up, I seen that. Let me see. Hold on. Oh yeah. Hey, oh speech, you right. Hey, and I had like a pirate ship at the bottom of my aquarium, and I went to bed cause I had one of them big fish tanks, and I came down I went to bed and came down the next morning. On the pirate ship, the frog was eating the beta fish up. Was eating them up. Had half his body out. He was just like I'm sick of this shit, and just ate him up. You know, like. But yeah, the old speaks. You know what I'm saying? Look, bro, when men get up on platforms and call women bitches and calling them hoes and calling them fat and looking up they fucking past and putting it on the motherfucking on the public in front of people, like that's, man, that shit is despicable, bro. It's despicable watching it, and it's despicable listening to it. You know, like I lose all respect for the men that continuously go at women like that. Like, you know, and I'm not saying it in a you know, because sometimes, you know, if a woman is disrespectful, then I can understand you disrespecting her back. But to continuously do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let the shit go. Just stop interacting with the motherfucker. Leave him alone. Like, don't even talk to him. Don't let him on your panel. Don't let him on your platform. Like, you know, don't talk about him. Just leave him alone. Like, at this point, you look like you fighting with a woman. Like, men don't fight women. Like, we don't fight women. That's not in our nature. That's not natural for men to fight women. You know, that's what betas do. Hey, and we need a frog in the sector. We need a frog in the sector. We need to get a big old aquarium, put some water in it, get some pirate ships and some other stuff at the bottom, and let the beta fish fight the frog. Right? You know, it's just despicable watching these men. I'm like, and any man that really be arguing with women like that, like, I know you can't fight me. Like, I beat the dog shit out you. You arguing with a woman, I done broke your face. I done beat your face in. Shit, I'd have did you like the Terminator, the Terminator 2000 or whatever it was, did the other Terminators. Hit you with my fist and just crush your face in. Like, I do push-ups on my knuckles. Like, like it's just wild listening, watching, and it's just wild to see these men doing this shit. Like, man, look, if it's a female I don't like, I just don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say, oh, it's immature to block people. Like, nah, if you don't want to interact with somebody, just block them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have no ties to each other. Oh, several frogs. Like, well, my RPG is a frog. My my grenade launcher is a frog. If it was up to me, I would just make all the dudes that be going at women and shit. I make them motherfuckers fight the other simps. I put all the simps together and make them just have a all out scratch fight or slap fight or something. You know, so they don't necessarily hurt each other, because, you know, beta's not you know, betas can't fight. They slap fight. Though they be swimming. You know what I'm saying? We call that swimming back then. You know what I'm saying? They fight like this, throwing their hands around in circles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they swimming. That's how they fight. You know, put a bunch of beta males together and have a beta fight. You know, I'm just saying it's just so crazy watching all of these dudes going at these ladies in the chat. Like, I got respect for all the ladies on whatever, you know what I'm saying? And people say it ain't no side, but it really ain't no side to me. But when it comes to, you know, the rabbits, the you know, whatever crew it is, you know what I'm saying? It is a side, and at some degree. You know, and I respect the women on all sides. Like I don't have no problems with the women. Like shit, the ladies respect me and they like me and shit. I'm not really in confrontation with no ladies. You know, I ain't really in confrontation with none of these simps or these betas. You know, they just, you know what I'm saying, it's just they simping ways got them, you know, they can't, you know, they jealous of a real man. I just say it like that. They jealous of a real man because you know, the women in my life definitely don't have an issue with calling me a man in front of anybody. You know, the women in my life, the people that respect me, you know what I'm saying, the everywhere I go, like even when I'm online and you know, I'm on YouTube on my front porch and people come by. You know, these people give me respect. You know what I'm saying? And I give them the same respect. You know, because you know this is how I carry myself. Like I'm not loud because you know I don't want attention because just in case I gotta do something, I don't want nobody seeing it. You know, like why would I make a big spectacle of getting into an argument with somebody, and then I end up like stabbing you or something? I want to be able to walk away and they see you on the ground and be like, I seen him talking to somebody, but he walked away. But if I'm screaming and hollering, everybody see it and they know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to make a public spectacle. I want people to hear you go crazy and then I'm quiet. And then as soon as they turn around and ain't nobody looking, I just walk away. You know. Besides what I got on my lap, this my main side piece. This my baby. This my side piece. She always by my side. Always in my pocket. She always with me. I got another one too. I keep one up under my sleeve too, but I ain't gonna pull that out. And I'm saying like I keep my side piece with me. You know. That's my wife. So you know. Sometimes my wife don't need to see my wife don't need to see my side piece, so I don't keep them together. Yeah, hey. And my dad always taught me being jealous of another man is a sin. You know, being jealous of another man is a sin because God made me the way that I am. So if I'm flawed in my way, that means that's the flaw that don't nobody else got. So that makes me unique. You know what I'm saying? That makes me unique from other people because I have a flaw that don't nobody else have. You know, and it maybe it's bad or maybe it's a good thing. You know, but the skills that I have, I'm about to go back in the house. He's goofy, man. You know, these people, what do I have to be jealous of? What is there to be jealous of another man? What does another man have that I don't have? Because I got my own money. I own my own business. I own a house. I got a couple properties, or not properties, but I got a couple fields that I own in my city. So when they come in and start buying the land up, I have at least a little bit of negotiation power that if I wanna charge them a certain amount to pay me for the land, then I'll be able to negotiate and get a little bit of money. You know, like I have a harem of beautiful women. I have beautiful women all around me. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife and I got beautiful women around me on top of that. What do I have to be jealous of any of these dudes on YouTube about? It's nothing for me to be jealous of. You know? I wouldn't trade my life for none of these dudes' life. I'm pretty good where I'm at. You know, I have a beautiful sister that stays out of town. That contact me every once in a while and let me know that she good and just to say, you know, hope you have a good weekend. I got a beautiful sister. I got a beautiful sister in Australia. You know what I'm saying? That checks on me every once in a while. I got beautiful sisters in Tennessee, Georgia, all along the East Coast. I got a beautiful women everywhere. But I'm jealous of people putting money to drop people, and I'm jealous of. I mean, I don't even see with everything that I've explained. I don't even see what is there for me to be jealous of. Like, you know, most of these dudes that's on YouTube that they be trying to debate a fish that tries to do all of this stuff on YouTube. They don't have nothing to offer these women. They don't have nothing to offer themselves. They can't even maintain their own self. They gotta get on. They gotta get on here and prove themselves to other people that there's somebody in life. But I'm already somebody in life. Oh yeah, hey, and I bought like I think I got like three lots now. I'm trying to work on my fourth one. I own empty lots. You know, when they had an auction, I just go buy them. You know, at the time I had the money, so I bought them. You know, and then I had my nephew go and cut them. My nephew cut them for free, so I don't even have to go. I could start if I wanted to. I can go to each one of those little fields that I own, and I could start a neighborhood garden, put a fence around it, and make a garden, and I could feed the block. You know what I'm saying? But right now, you know, it's some stuff going on. You know, they said if I show my business, they gonna send a cease and desist letter. So here's my business, Master Assassin Graphic Design. I know it's backwards, but this is my business. I'm showing it online. Whoever sending that cease and desist letter, here you go. Here's your you know, take a picture of this. This is my business. Take a picture of it. Send me another cease and desist letter. You know, pursue it. I'm waiting on you. I'm advertising. You know what I'm saying? See, Master Assassin's Graphic Design. That's cold right there. That's my trademark. Go ahead and sue me for it. Go ahead. Send another cease and desist letter. And when I find out who you are, I'm going to tell all of YouTube who you are. Because I know it's somebody on YouTube I did business with. You know, so there's my logo. That's my trademark. I hope you took a picture of it. Send another cease and desist letter. Let me find out who you are. I'm going to expose you to everybody. And I'm going to say, this is the person who tried to shut my business down. And I'm going to put your name in front of everybody. So that way they know that you the motherfucker who's doing the shit. You know, it's a company in Las Vegas and in California, and it's only a couple people I know from YouTube that I did business with that stay in those two states. So, you know, I'm just waiting on another cease and desist letter so I can actually put you out there on Front Street. So you're more than welcome to. I did it. I'm gonna do it one more time, and I ain't gonna do it no more. Here, screenshot that. This what I do. So cease and desist. Send it again. I'm gonna put you on blast. But you know, yeah, and I got the lots for under 500. And my nephew, he cut the grass. He cut the grass for free, you know, because I told him, I was like, well, when it come time, we got it. And he already got a lawn care service, so he just come and cut it, you know. So, and they nice size. Oh, thank you, Ann. Yeah, I paid a couple $1,000s to make sure that I got my trademarks in order. So that way, anything that I draw and I put my trademark on it, it belongs to my company. So, you know, all those people that was doing it, you know, like when I said I gave it to them for free, I'm basically allowing them to I'm keeping it protected so they don't have to worry about somebody else taking it and using it. You know, but after a certain time, it's like, yo, like, hey, you got to get that shit trademarked because I'm not finna trademark. I'm not finna keep it up under my trademark because eventually you're going to get it trademarked. So, but you know, this what I do, Miss Ann. I'm a businessman first. You know, my first love is drawing. So I started my business with $16. You know, my dad always told me start my business up, and he told me don't make it an LLC. So I don't have an LLC. So everything I gotta file legitimately, taxes and everything. So I've been doing this for a few years. So I'm up on game. It was just weird that, you know, somebody from YouTube would actually want to damage my company, try to make me spend my personal money to to talk to a lawyer and all this other shit. Like they thought this was gonna be a hitch in what I was doing, but it's really not hurting me. It just made me figure out how I'm gonna interact with people from now on. You know, it's a lot of jealous hearted, hateful ass people on here that's doing hurtful shit to people. And they doing it behind the scenes and they using other people to do it. And it's people that we cool with that's actually doing this shit. Like these motherfuckers is really, they really do have a group, and they really announced who the group was. They said who the group was. You know, they can do this. These people can do no wrong. So all those people you said they could do no wrong, is that a part of your group? Because they can't, you know what I'm saying? Like all this time, while I was being quiet and then say nothing, all of these people were spreading these narratives, spreading these lies, saying everything they could to disparage me. And then finally, when I exposed them and tell them what they and actually expose them and show people that these people are doxing, people are doing this, they're passing out information, they telling each other this is what they doing. Now I'm the enemy. You know, but they expose themselves. Every time they talk, it's a group of people. It's a group of them. And they working together to gatekeep. And they know who they are. They done said it plenty of times on plenty of panels. And they're gatekeeping who can be in the sector, who could talk in the sector, who could come on panels. Because once you get on the panel and once you start being cool and once people start liking you, for some reason, they gonna get into it with you. And then they gonna group up on you, and then they gonna make people not like you because the people in the chat are simple-minded. You know, the person that they like can influence their thinking, so they don't think for themselves. So the person that they like influencing their thinking and making them believe this person is a bad person, when it's actually them, the person that's the bad person who's doing the shit. You know, and that's why I remove myself from certain platforms, because I don't got time for gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just going to walk in the door and I'm going to say what I got to say. And if you don't like it, so what? I'm not going to argue with you, because most of the things I talk about are on a topic, and then it's not disrespectful. So I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? I could just walk in through the door. You know what I'm saying? Like I walk in, you can check me, I'm going in. You know, like my mind is my weapon. I don't need the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just crazy. Like, and if you show you have more intelligence, if you can articulate thoughts, you know what I'm saying? If you can, you know, interact with the people in the chat, you know, or interact with the panel, they hate it because, you know what I'm saying? It's like they don't have that in their arsenal of their mind. They're not clever. They're not smart. Like most of these motherfuckers can't even pronounce words. You know, they can't formulate real sentences. They try to use words that other people use, but they can't say them themselves. Like they really slow. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, you know, like you're gonna repeat something that you heard, but you don't know what it means. You can't say it, you can't spell it, but you're gonna say it anyway because the other person who has influence said it. Like these motherfuckers is really like, they like drones. You know what I'm saying? You could tell a drone what to do. You know, you can make it go up, down, side, left, right. You can tell it what to do. You know what I'm saying? It won't think for itself. It won't make a complex decision on its own because you have the controls. You know, and the lesser are just followers like that. Oh, look at that. It's going left, right, up, down. It's going in every direction that it's going in. And it's a complex thing. Like, no, y'all just followers. You don't think for yourself. You don't move for yourself. You can't analyze for yourself because the person who telling you what to think, you're following behind them. And that's what this group is doing. That's why it's like, you know, I don't mind talking to women on panels, you know, but when they start screaming and hollering, I just be quiet. I let them talk. Do your thing. You know, just don't do it at me because I'm going to be like, all right, I'll just drop down because I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get out of pocket with you. You know what I'm saying? But, it's just crazy that the women that's keeping up this bullshit, they really believe that they have power and influence because they got simps and betas backing them up. But they really don't have that power. They really don't have that influence because men like me gonna say, you're just a regular lady to me. You're nothing special. You know what I'm saying? You're just a lady in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're average. You know, I'll say things that's true. And the truth always, sometimes the truth hurts. And a lot of these women, these messy women that's in the sector that be keeping up all this bullshit are not attractive. They don't have shit going on. They don't have nobody in their life and don't nobody fuck with them. But they only get on YouTube and they feel special because the beta and the simp is making them feel special. So they have to make these simps follow behind their will or their thinking. Like, these beta men don't think for themselves. They follow behind. They are followers. They don't make their own footprints in the sand. They follow the footprints of the ones who created them. And that's what's the difference between a real man and a boy. Because a boy is going to follow. And a lot of these so-called men that's in the sector who be on these panels screaming and hollering at women like females, like they're equal and shit. Those are boys. They don't have men inside of them. You know what I'm saying? And I mean it as far as they don't have the manhood. They don't have the characteristics of a man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the characteristics of a man because they are feminine. A man who continuously argues with a woman is a female. He's one of them. Yeah, this is why these men hate me. Or that's why these boys hate me. That's why they got an issue with me, because I can have a conversation with a woman on my panel and she understands what I'm saying. And it's like, damn, like, that's true. But I say something like this on a panel with a man and shit, he see that the women agreeing with me. Oh, nigga, you, nah, that ain't right. And then they try to downplay what I try to say. Like, yo, like, I was on the panel yesterday. Dude trying to belittle what I'm saying, and then after I get off the panel, he repeats what I say. Like, all I'm trying to do is say something positive, trying to make shit positive, trying to do this and do that. But when I was doing that shit on the panel, it was an issue. So it's like, damn, like I'm trying to do something right, and then you trying to make it out to be like I'm wrong, and then when I drop down, you repeat what the fuck I say. Like, bro, like you just said what I said, but you like this is why people hate me, because I'm not afraid to say the truth, and when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I don't have a problem accepting when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm right, people don't want me to be right, because if I'm right, it makes them look wrong. And a lot of these beta man simp motherfuckers, and I ain't saying no motherfucking names, and if you mad about that shit, I don't give a fuck. Be mad. Do a video, talk shit. But just know I'm gonna respond to your ass, and I'm gonna say some hurtful shit about you. You know, and I'm gonna do it in a masculine way. I'm gonna hurt you masculine. Like I tell people, Boys can't sit at the table with men. Boys sit at the boys' table. They sit at the table with kids. When men sitting at the table and you are jealous-hearted, you're a weak, simp, beta man, you can't make no money with me because you're going to be jealous if I make more money than you. You're going to be jealous if I got more ladies than you. You're going to be jealous if I get more attention than you. You're going to be jealous of just me, of my existence, or me just being somewhere because you're jealous-hearted. And jealousy is a female trait. I'm sorry. And I don't mean it in a bad way, ladies, but jealousy is a female trait. And a lot of these men have female traits. You know, but my whole thing, that the whole reason why I came on here is to say, I practice martial arts. I train my mind, body, and spirit at the same time. I try, when I'm on panels, I try not to get aggressive because I can't touch you at the moment. So there's no need for me to even go to that extreme to be arguing and fighting with you. You know, and if we were in person, I'm the frog and you're the beta fish. You know, I'm the frog. So you're not gonna, it's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work in your favor. You're not gonna like it because there's no extreme that I'm willing to not go for the people that I love, and I love myself. So that means if I love myself to that extreme, that means you don't have a chance. I'm not gonna worry about consequence because I got people, I got things going on. Come on, should I show the RPG on this motherfucker? I went and got to show my grenade launcher on this motherfucker. Like, if I was really worried about anybody trying to swat me or any of that other shit, I'm not worried about that shit. Call them. It's in my possession. I have them. Not at my house, but they around. Like, if I was really scared about the things that I do and say, I wouldn't say it because I'm well calculated with my thoughts and how I move and how I do things. So if I really was scared of consequences of what I've said and what I've done and what I've shown, I wouldn't have showed them. But that's the difference between me and a lot of people. Because I don't have to tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just let you know this is the direction that you're heading in. And beta fish messing with a frog is not a good idea. You know. But I'm not gonna be arguing and screaming on panels like a female. I'm not. I'm gonna talk my shit and crack jokes, and then I'm gonna get quiet and I'm gonna let you get off your little disrespect. But then when I say something that really hurts you, like, real men don't argue with women, and you're arguing with women all the goddamn time, I'm gonna just say you're a bitch. You're female. You're female-like. Like, I don't want to mess with you because you're female-like, because then it's gonna be domestic violence for me slapping up a bitch. So I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't fight women. I don't put hands on women, and fighting one of you niggas is like fighting a woman, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just go over there and argue with your ladies and argue with the ladies all you want to. Call them whatever you want to. Tell they like, but no real man respects you for doing that. No real woman respects you for disrespecting another woman. You're just a beta in an aquarium screaming your fucking lungs out like a bitch. And we just waiting on the frog to come in and eat your ass alive. Like I said, I'm looking forward to one of y'all getting popped the fuck out. I hope it's on the news too. I hope everybody see it. YouTube confrontation. Somebody gets unalive because they pulled up on somebody. I'm gonna be sitting with a drink and my Master Assassin's graphic design LLC cup. I'm gonna pour some wine or whatever drink I got. I'm gonna pour it in here and I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna be entertained. That's gonna be the real entertainment. Watching one of you dumb motherfuckers get killed over some bullshit. over pulling up and talking shit. I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. And I hope it happens soon. I hope it happens this summer. That's going to be my entertainment. But you know, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fight over online. But if you pull up at my house or pull up anywhere that I'm located, if I do go out of town and I so happen to be in your town and then you happen to pull up on me, it's going to be the same thing. You know, just let's leave each other alone. You know, I don't want a domestic charge for slapping up one of your boys, your beta fish. You know, I don't want that. But you know, I love y'all. Love, peace, happiness, peace, success, everything positive. You got stuff going on in your life. If it's positive, focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Be great. You know what I'm saying? Be powerful, be strong. You know, love your family, love the people that love you, respect the people that respect you. You know, everything positive that you got going on, focus on that. And we can make the world a better place just by doing that. But you know, I love y'all. Respect, peace, happiness. You know how I do. Y'all have a great day. Respect and peace.